Alright, hey, it's Mega here, and as you can see, I've got my Lokithor jump starter inflator unit taken apart here. Alright, this is the JA301 version, okay, to like 20,000 milliamp hour battery. So if you guys want to take a little peek into what the guts of it are, I have to say, after taking it apart, it's quite a rugged unit is what I want to say. Unfortunately, not rugged enough because my inflator is leaking like a whole lot. Alright, I'm not sure where it's leaking from. I still have to find that out, but I've managed to take it apart. Okay, when I put it back together, I'll go over how I took it apart. How about that? Alright, but yeah, there's a bunch of screws, these black screws that are on the bottom here, and that holds the shell on there. Okay, there's also the bumpers. There's a guards. Alright, there's these bumper guards right here. These got to come off too, and the little the pads. These pads got to come off because they hide the screws. All right, these black, not the black ones, the silver screws. Yeah, they hold these silver screws in place. So these guards have to come off first. All right, and I'll go over when I put it back together again. I'll go over like stuff. It's like taking a PlayStation apart. I don't know what can I say, man. But once you figure out where all the screws are, it comes apart pretty easily. All right. I thought it was kind of snap together type of thing, but not really. Okay, but anyway, so here it is. Pretty cool. I don't have it apart all the way, but as you can see, all the rubber things are just pressed in here. There's a ribbon going to here for the display. All right, for the little computer here. I guess this is the computer, the CPU here. That's the button for the light. Yeah, that's the button for the light, and then that's the LED right here, and then this is the plastic cover for the flashlight. There's your pump, okay, the motor for the pump. There's a cooling fan right here. There's a gear right here. It doesn't have a lot of grease on it. I'll probably grease it up when I put it back together. There's the battery, okay. It looks like it's just a LiPo battery, guys. Yeah, so this is probably, it looks like they're just using a LiPo battery. Yeah, that's what it looks like, man. I think it's a LiPo battery, and then there's a BMS right here, okay. And yeah, some pretty thick gauge wires here, huge gauge wires for the jump starter leads. It's pretty impressive, man. They crammed everything in there nicely and everything. Okay, so I think this is the pressure sensor. This looks like this must be a pressure sensor right here, okay, because this probably reports how much pressure is inside the tire, and then it relays it to the display here. Okay, so anyway, I'm trying to find a leak in the inflator because I'm about ready to just chuck this thing or sell it minus the inflator. You know, the main reason I bought this unit was for the inflator, right? And you know what? I love it, man. This is a great thing, but the cable management is freaking awful on this thing, and I'm thinking I want to get rid of it now. So, but I'm seeing if I can fix this inflator issue. It doesn't look super complicated, but there's a fitting here. It looks like there's a fitting here, and it's just, there's this coil wrapped around here. Maybe if I put a hose clamp on this, maybe it'll seal better. But I have to find out where the leak is first, all right? And if that's going to be kind of tough. I can't just go willy-nilly spraying water in there, finding out where all the leaks are. But what I'll probably do is I'll hook it up to a tire or something that's got a lot of air in it, and then I will see if I can find out where the air is coming out of this. Okay, but yeah, that's how the inflator system works. It looks like there's a pressure sensor here. There's a port for that right here, and then this is the hose that goes to the inflator right here. Okay, so and this is the pump right here. That's the pump. This is the motor. Okay, it's got a cooling fan here. Looks like there's another cooling fan inside the motor. Pretty neat stuff. I'm quite impressed how they built this, but in my opinion, they could have done a better job with this stuff, man. I don't like this. But that's why it moves around a lot, because it's just connected to a hose. So what could be leaking? That's a good question. I guess we'll find out in the next clip. All right. Okay, haha. Okay, I figured out the mystery of where the leak is. All right. Hold on. I need to put air in my motorcycle tire. I know it's a small motorcycle tire too. We should probably use that one right there. It's bigger. Let me put air in here. It ran out, so okay. There's 50 psi in there now. So let's go plug this guy in. So this is the air attachment. It goes here. So what I found out is it's leaking at the pressure sensor, guys. So I don't know how I'm gonna fix that. If I could somehow find out where to get the, well, that's a lot of air gushing out of there. So they're right here. Okay, there's some cracks. You can see. Okay. Lots of air is coming out of this pressure sensor unit right here. Okay. So that's our source of our leak here. So I think when you use a tire, I was inflating a tire to like 60 psi and it did that. Supposedly this thing can handle 20 psi. So what I can do is try to find this pressure sensor unit here and take this whole board off and solder a new one on there. Or I can maybe try to seal this, okay? And I think that's what I might do. There's some kind of yellow gunk on it. But yeah, it's definitely leaking from there. You can see the cracks. Yeah, you can see cracks. I'll see if I can take a better picture of it so you guys can see. There's cracks on it, so let me see if I can get this yellow shit off. Okay, but yeah, it's definitely leaking from here. So the question is like, how far around it is it leaking? Oh, it's like cracked pretty bad, dude. Like almost everywhere around this little leg here is cracked. All right, and I don't know, is it soldered in there? Maybe it looks like it's soldered. Oh, that goes in there. If I could somehow find, maybe I can ask Lokithor if they have they have this, and I could replace it myself. And this thing will be working in tip-top shape again. So, but what we could, so what Haze Omega is thinking of doing is to get some JB Weld, and I will put some JB Weld or putty, you know, something around where the cracks are, and hopefully that'll seal it. It looks like the whole thing is cracked. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, man. It just happened. It's defective. So when I say, that's what that means. It's defective. Yeah, but it's so. See, look. When I run my fingernail over it, I can feel it, the crack. It's that bad. All right, and it looks like it goes this way and that way. It's everywhere, dude. So this may not be fixable. You may need to have this find a way to replace that pressure sensor, or what we can do, I know, well then it would kind of defeat the purpose of having this thing, because one of the features is it has that pressure sensor there, and so when it gets to a certain psi it shuts the thing off. Well, if we just disconnect it, and yeah, if we disconnected it and then plugged it with like a bolt or something, then it would hold pressure again. However, the pressure sensor won't work anymore. So I kind of want the pressure sensor to work, because that was one of the nice features about this, was that it would shut off at a certain pressure, right? But it's kind of fucked, okay, guys? I'm not gonna lie, okay? Yeah. But how is this all connected here? There's a bunch of relays here. This is connected down here. I don't know how this all comes apart, man. You gotta take these hoses out. There's a lot of stuff everywhere, man. Let's just come out. Yeah, it's too bad. It's in relatively good shape, man, but that's how the pump works. Okay, anyway, I guess I will go get some JB Weld, and we will see if we can seal the pressure sensor. Okay, if I can do that, if I can repair the pressure sensor, then we're good. Okay, I think we can do it. All right, but we have to make sure all the cracks are sealed. All right, and it's kind of hard to see where they all are. Okay, so I will I'll take a couple pictures, some better pictures of it, and then I will try to fix it with some JB Weld. Okay, or epoxy putty is what they call it, right? But JB Weld's the brand, but that's the brand I trust. Okay, so we'll epoxy it shut, and then hopefully it'll seal. All right, and if it doesn't seal, the next best thing we can do is just disconnect the hose, stick something on the hose to keep it from sending air to the pressure sensor, and then that's it. That's all we can do, man. And then it'll just pump, and it won't tell us what the tire pressure is anymore. So kind of sucks, man. Yeah, kind of bummed. It's kind of don't know. All right, but we'll try. We'll try to fix it. Oh, you know what I can fix it with? I didn't think about that. I have a plastic welding kit that might actually work for this. It might be worth a shot to use the plastic soldering gun on this. If I use the plastic soldering gun on this, I could melt the cracks so it seals, and it might work. Alright, and if it doesn't work, we can try the JB weld. I think if we JB weld it first, then we won't be able to use the soldering gun anymore. Alright, the plastic welding gun. Yeah, I think we can do it. But it's gonna be tough. You have to melt all the cracked parts, and who knows if it'll last, you know. If it's cracked all the way around, oh no, it's just cracked right around here. Yeah, I don't know how that happens. So anyway, I can take a picture of that and show it to Lokithor. Like, hey man, my pressure sensor unit is busted. That's why it won't inflate anymore properly. So I thought it was this connection here. I thought this connection would have broke or something, but there's nothing really to break here, guys. It's just a fitting with the clamp, or well, it's not even a clamp. It's like a coil, a spring coil. All right, to hold the hose on there. All right, so it's not leaking from any of that. I mean, it might be leaking from here, but yeah, it would be nice if they sold parts for this thing, man. Or if you can get another unit like this, the CPU unit, the circuit board. But yeah, that's kind of like the brains of the whole thing, man. If you have to replace that whole thing, it's like, might as well just replace the whole unit type of thing. It's not too complicated a system, guys. It's got a battery, a motor, a pump, and some relays and some other stuff. So I guess the charging functions and all that stuff are in there also. And then the jump starter functions. So the relay sends power. Yeah, that's what the relays are. It's to send power to the jump starter or the USB ports and stuff. It just sends power to different parts on the pump. It's pretty cool, pretty rad. All right. Anyway, Hazel Mega will work on it, and then I'll let you guys know what happens. All right, Hazel Mega. All right, Hazel Mega here. We're gonna try to fix this Lokithor inflator dealie. Okay. So remember, there's a bunch of cracks. There's like here, all the way out to the other side. I don't see any cracks on the other side. There might be cracks on the top too. Man, this thing is not good, man. This pressure sensor of the unit. So what we're going to use is plastic welding gun. All right. So basically, we're going to melt the plastic where the cracks are and try to fuse all the cracks. Okay. That's going to be the first level, all right, and then we're going to go use the putty, all right, the epoxy putty. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Basically, it's like a soldering iron. You just press the button or pull the trigger, and it'll heat this tip up, and then we just melt it together. Okay, I've used it before, so I'll let you guys know how it turns out. Okay, guys, I've worked my magic with the plastic welding gun. I hope, I don't know, so we'll go test it in a bit. We'll see if it still leaks air. But yeah, I tried to hit it over here and here and here. It's kind of hard to get the tip in there, so I don't think this is going to work very well. Okay, it should be dry by now. Yep, okay, so let's go hook it up and see if it works. Alright. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So we're going to use this wheel right here. This wheel's got air in it. So we're just going to hook it up and see if it leaks first. So, and then we'll actually run it. But got this wheel lying around. Okay. Plug it in. Oh, it's still leaking. Where is it leaking now? Doesn't seem like it's leaking as bad. Oh, still leaking on the side here. Yeah, it's leaking pretty. It's still leaking from the side here. And it's still leaking. Could be leaking from underneath too. Yeah, it's still leaking from this side. It's definitely leaking from somewhere here still. Like right here. So maybe if I want to hit that up a little more. Yeah, right here in the center. Let's hit that up a little more. And there's a big leak back here. Hear that? Can't even plug it with my finger. Okay, now we'll just work the welder a little more. Okay guys, I hit it up a lot more aggressively this time. Okay. It's still hot, but it's not melted. Okay. Alright. Okay, got the hose hooked up. Go hook it up to the tire again. Oh! I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything. I think I might have fixed it, guys. Yeah, I don't hear anything. I sealed up the cracks. Yeah, boy! I did it. Okay, let's see if we can inflate like this. I forgot how many what the tire pressure is on this thing. So let's set it to, so you can see it's at 33, I think. Let's leave it at 33. Okay, this says there's 10 psi in the tire. There's no air coming out though, so let's activate the pump. It might just crack again, you know. If I see it run, there you go. That's what it looks like when it's running. Right, 14 psi, 16. So it was only holding like 12 psi, guys. So when we get to 30. Seem to stop. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's leaking. Yeah, it's still leaking. It's leaking from the top here now. It's not leaking from the sides. It's leaking from the top. Oh, there's another crack right here. I see it. Yeah, right here. There's a couple cracks right here and right here. Okay, we'll hit that up with the gun, but I fixed the leaks on the side here and fixed the leak right here. All right, and it's able to do 30 psi. So, okay, one more time we'll hit it with the welding gun. Then after that, we're gonna put JB Weld on it too, so just for insurance. But yeah, this is a defective part, guys. In my opinion, they should have replaced this. They should replace this for me. Okay, I'll try to get that top part. So like, it seems like the worst part is right here on the side, and then there's a crack going this way too. So we'll go do this little L here. Right. Alternatively, we could melt strips of plastic to it too. So I have that with this. So, but I think the welder will be okay. Right, yeah, if you guys want to see me do the action here, here's what this one should be pretty easy because it's just on top. Here we go. This one's easy, it's right on top, so heat it up. Okay, you gotta get that plastic nice and gooey. Okay. Hopefully that does the trick. Okay, I melted the top part pretty good. So I've done this, I've fixed water bottles with this before too, like those like 5-gallon water bottles, and it held water, but I'm trying to hold air here, so okay, let's go try it again. Got the hose connected. Now we'll go hook it up to the valve stem. Oh, it's still leaking. Where's it leaking now? When I fix one place, another place starts leaking. If it's underneath, I can't fix it, guys. And it looks like it's underneath now. There's just several cracks. This thing just falling apart. That's awful. Yeah, I feel like I fixed the cracks on the top. Now it looks like it's leaking off the side again. Oh. Oh, it's leaking in the back here now. Maybe. It's hard to tell unless we like shoot water on it. I don't want to do that. This is electrical stuff. Yeah, it looks like down here it's leaking. Okay, anyway, keep on trying. I don't know, man. Maybe the JB weld will fix it, but if we can get it to work with the welder, and then we just use the JB weld, you know, for insurance, would be good. So, all right, try again. All right, so I'm gonna hit the side up, this side, with it. All right. Okay, pressure sensor still leaking in the same place. I tried to fix it again, but it's fine on top now. It doesn't leak from the front now, but it leaks from the side. I think maybe it might be time to bust out the JB weld. Yeah, it's hard to tell where the leak is, man. I'll try one more time in the center. Okay guys, still leaking from here. I think. Yeah, I hear something when I stick my finger on it, so. And also it's leaking from back here now. So you hear that? When I put my finger here, it changes sound. Okay, yeah, when I put my finger here, I can hear this, the sound of the air change. See that? So it's leaking from the fitting too. I'm gonna have to take this off. I think it's a one-way fitting too, man. I don't know if I can take it off. It's got these teeth on it. I'll figure it out. I think this the whole thing is cracked, man. I don't think it's salvageable, man. You can't repair it. I think the whole thing needs to be replaced. This sucks, man. Yeah, I think it's too far gone, guys. I think there's another crack right here. And it's really close to the hose, yeah. I don't know, maybe that's not a crack, I'm not sure. But if you take the hose off, all the air is just gonna start leaking out, so. Okay, so I think I'm not even gonna try the JB weld. I think that's it. There's just too many cracks on this thing, man. It's definitely a defective part, man. It's not. It shouldn't do that. It should be able to handle that, you know. So I don't think it's anything I did that broke it. You know, it's just normal wear and tear. You know. Okay. Well, anyway, I'll see if I can get another one of these from Lokithor. Okay. Ask if they sell the pressure sensor unit, and all we got to do is disconnect everything from this board and then unsolder this and then solder the new pressure sensor on there. It looks like there's 4 connectors on it, maybe. We'd have to take the board out and unsolder everything. So yeah, I think it's a lost cause trying to repair this thing. Okay, but yeah, the way you get this ratcheting thing off is you just got to twist it so it doesn't ratchet anymore. I mean, so the ratchets stop biting into each other. So how to tighten it again is you just squeeze this. Okay, pretty cool. Okay, now it's very tight. Yeah, I think the actual port, all right, the nipple is broken too. So yeah, I think it's a lost cause. So ultimately what we could do is we could salvage the inflator function, all right, by just taking this hose out and put like a bolt in there or something, and then put the clamp back on it, and then yeah, the pressure sensor won't work anymore. So you have to kind of guess what your tire pressure is. So, which just kind of sucks. So I want to say that was one of the nice features of this, but that's if we can't get a new pressure sensor, that's what we're gonna have to do. All right, if we still want to salvage the inflator function, then we'd have to just take this out of the system. All right, and then so the pump will just run all the time. Then you'd have to check on it with a separate gauge, unfortunately. What we could do, what you could do, if you can put some kind of put another gauge on this, a separate gauge on this line here, okay, and then you could do that. That's what I'm thinking. Or yeah, if you can make another fitting here that goes off of this with another separate gauge. Yeah, it kind of sucks. It worked really good in my opinion, man. It's kind of not good anymore. Now it's just a pump. It doesn't stop automatically if you do that. So that may be what we have to do, unfortunately. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm not even gonna try the JB weld. It's leaking here, and when I fix one spot, it breaks somewhere else, or it leaks somewhere else. I think it's just like slowly it's been leaking, you know. So, but it held 30. It was able to inflate up to 30 psi, so that's pretty good. I was able to fix quite a few of the cracks, but yeah. Oh, hey, what are you doing there, buddy? Anyway, yeah, I think so. I think that's it. I think it's a fail, unfortunately. We've got to replace the whole thing. That would be the best thing to do if we want to retain the functionality of the well, one, it has the auto shut off feature, and the tire, you know, it tells you the tire pressure, okay, and without that, you know, it's just an inflator. So you'll have to make sure you keep an eye on like what the tire pressure is with the separate gauge. So that may be what we'll have to do. All right, here's Miguel.